Okay, I think we're good now. Yikes. Okay. Oh, I need a wicked drink. I need to add the Unity logo to that. Okay. So I need somewhere to put the roll. I honestly like the way that I used vertical text here. I might just do that here and move this over a little bit and have like a breaker, attacker. I think that would look good. So if I grab labels, and we'll make a new one.
I can't get answer off them.
Oh, can ya? This is probably still using grid layout view. Will it fit? Could be problem. Could be big problem. Big problem. Line spacing could come down though. For one thing. And we could also... Is attacker the biggest word I have to fit in there? I want to grab column A, column B, and text set name and move those over. An image icon and icon back. Change the color. Not sure what color I want to use. The green looks good. So all my words, attacker, breaker, buffer, debuffer, D-E-B-U-F-F-E-R. Yeah, they're about the same length. Attacker. I'd probably make it 23. Is it vertically aligned though? So if I change that to healer, yeah, it's gonna go top. It needs to have vertical alignment. There we go. Looks a bit cramped as well. Oh shit, did I move? I've moved out. Wait, what? How's it moved out of bounds? Where? Did it always look like that? Or did I just break that now? Oh, I see, the label's moved. Oh, where? Where? For some reason it was 1/1. I took grid layout off and I never noticed. Yeah, it's a little bit cramped. That's better. Need some breathing room. Yeah, it's still okay, I think. Can move that this way a little bit now. Yeah, I think that's okay. Whatever. Set UI. Does this set database have also we can change that significantly now because we've got a URL structure for the icons, so I don't need head icon, set icon. So set icon can go, don't need it. Don't need head icon, body icon, arms icon, all legs icon. I did role, yes, role is in there. Okay, role is an enum. So role should be an integer. Is it because it's a roll number? Armour set dot roles. Okay. So what is that then? It's an Armour set of rolls. How do I query it? I'd have to like implicitly say. Yeah, okay. Capital letter! Fuck you. Can you imagine me working in an office? Like, imagine me working for like EA or something. Like a Naughty Dog. Fucking Naughty Dog with all the walkies. Or like something like Don't Nod or something. And they're all there. Oh, Caroline, I need another 15 minutes in my safe space. Oh, I saw a spider this morning. Oh, and I swear he was a Trump fan. Oh my God, I'm so scared. Don't worry. What would his name be? Dylan. Don't worry, Dylan. You just take a deep breath and you just go and have a little lie down in the safe room. And I'm like, fuck! Why is it fucking working? It's like screaming. Why is it like this? Learn a chord! They'd be like, oh, he's shouting again. Caroline, he's shouting again. Oh my God. Can't take it. Okay, we've got Defender. Attacker or Breaker is next, actually. Breaker. Oh, it doesn't matter as long as they match, right? Dylan and Caroline would be very disappointed in me. They are the most woke names I can think of, to be fair. Dylan and Caroline. They definitely sound like they would need a safe space each. Why is that not updated? I just gotta let it update. Yes, that looks so much better. Alright. He's toxic masculinity shouting again. Being like meetings and stuff. So I spent the last 6 weeks coming up with our female protagonist, guys. I was watching Destiny and I was coming up with this design, and I put so much work into it, but it is just so she's just so inclusive, you know. She's so inclusive, and she's just gonna make all the minorities feel great. So I present to you Esmeralda, and I'm like, we're not using the ugly bitch. What the fuck is that? I'm like, Jesus Christ, she's ugly as fuck. Can't we get a waifu? It's shit. I'm like, oh my God, he's Screaming at us again. Screaming at us again. The toxic male. Toxic masculinity. Can't handle it. Oh, I'd give him what for? Would I put him? I'd put him in the fucking place. Brainwashed woke little bitches. I'd be fired within 2 minutes, basically. Debuffer. God, I couldn't work in an environment like that. I mean, I'd be in that boardroom saying nobody wants this. You realise that? You know nobody wants this. You are absolutely brainwashed if you think that people want this. There's like 3 people out there who want this, and they're not buying the game. And they're your 3 friends. One of them's your dog. The other one's like your imaginary friend. And the other one's like your fucking cult guru. God. But that's the thing, it's like, you know, they wouldn't listen to me, and then they'd see that they sold no copies of the game, and then maybe they'd be like, maybe we should have listened to that nasty toxic man. No, they'd never say that. They just double down. It's all those gamers, they're all so toxic. They're all such misogynists. They don't like our bald-headed, sick-skin-toned man-woman who is perfectly inclusive. Yeah, you're right, they don't. Number 1, she's not relatable by anybody now. Number 2, she's pig ugly. Nobody wants to play an ugly character. Oh my god. Alright. And then I need to apply that to the Text Mesh Pro. UGUI TXT row equals new object transform find, and it was labels. Alright. Let's see it. Let's see it. That didn't work because we left it open. Now the reason it doesn't work is because we need to get the index of the set for this to work, and the index list hasn't finished building by the time this tries to come up. So it's a race condition. But if we just, to be fair, in the real world, we would never try to load Armour until the game's had chance to initialize all that stuff anyway, so it's not like we have to fix anything. We could, though. We could queue that. We could organize the... There we go, Defender. That's much better. Now I can see that this stuff's for Defender. This is for Healer. We could color code that as well. I wouldn't mind, like, color coding each role, maybe. And I could set like a color coded, like Healer could be pink. I think I like that. Yeah, so now I can clearly see what's for debuffer, what's for attacker, what's for defender. And it doesn't take that much more space up either by using this verticality. Very nice. Very, very nice. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. What's even better as well is all of this is streamed in from my website. So it literally loads like a web page. And I have my own memory management function on it. So basically, on my system controller, I have a get image request and an image queue. So it's actually quite useful. So I'll go and grab 5 images at a time, because if we try and do more, then we get a server like overload and it just refuses to serve us because we put too many requests through at once. So we go and grab 5 images at once. We store them in this dictionary texture cache against the URL of the image. When we request an image, we check to see if it's in the cache first. Get image. Check to see if it's in the cache. If it's in the cache, we just pump that through to the image control. Otherwise, we go and add it to the download queue and we stream the image in. Now, what that allows us to do is a multitude of things. We can manage memory more efficiently. We can keep our build size down. And if we want to update any of these things, if any icon needs updated, we don't even have to rebuild the game. We just update it like a website. We can just say, oh, you know what? I don't know, the fluffy bunny says slippers have got to go. Someone was offended. Gavin, Caroline's friend from wokegaming.com, was offended. He said this black bunny. No, he was alright with he was happy with the black bunny. He didn't like these white bunnies here. He thought they were offensive. He was like, why is there so many white bunnies and there's only one black bunny? That's racist, that is, he said. So we're gonna have to go in and change that now. Obviously I'd say, Gavin, fuck off, get a life, you loser. That's what I'd actually say. But I'm just giving you an example, right? If we needed to change it because Gavin wasn't happy, then Gavin can go fuck off. But my point is, we could, right? And we wouldn't even need to change the game. We could just change that one image because it's coming from the server anyway. So that's like super cool. It's the first time I've done that. Right, what I want to do next, I haven't finished filling out this information. Some of this stuff's going to need updating now, because now that I've got images for them, like if we go to the description of this headpiece, it might say like fucking helmet of shielding whatever, right? When I just jippidied the whole fucking thing. But now it's like a nurse's cap. So it's just like, it's going to be taking the creative names that Jippity came up with, but making sure they match the icon in the image. So like the footwear in this one is bunny slippers. So it might say boots of everlasting fucking, I don't know. It might say boots of everlasting tears or whatever. So I'd just change it to bunny slippers of everlasting tears. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna need to go and like make sure all that matches up now. I'm loving this though. It's looking really good. So I want to make it so that I hover over the icon and I can get the base stats for any of these pieces. I thought normal color was supposed to... I thought normal color was supposed to change the color of the scroll bar. That might be where the scroll bars. Yeah, I think I see it. I think I understand it now. That might be kind of hideous. I'm not sure yet. Probably is. Looks kind of hideous. That looks a little bit better. I don't know. I'll fuck with that later. It's not important right now. Yeah, oh, that looks much better. I mean, it looks like now it kind of blends in with that maybe, so I might want to change it. But yeah, that looks better. Looks a bit less like a fucking Microsoft Word scroll bar and a game scroll bar. Like a game scroll bar. Hang on, the phone's ringing. My mum's in the shower. Let me try and get it. I think it's ringing. I just missed the phone there. I just missed the phone as I picked it up. The machine got it. Oh. Right. Best thing about doing this, I think, is like it's like, I suppose it's like it's obvious really, but like the more I do it, the better I get at it, and it's just so nice. I think sometimes it's hard for me to tell how much better I'm getting because I never just do this, like I don't just do the same thing. I'm always pushing for more. So because the things are getting more and more complicated, more and more challenging, it doesn't feel like I'm doing things any quicker, but I actually am. It's just I'm doing more complicated things which are sometimes taking longer. So it's hard to feel that sort of growth, I guess. But then when I'm doing something like now, when I'm doing something like this and I'm building UIs and stuff like that, it's like wow, like this stuff's like second nature to me now. Whereas I would have kind of like had to struggle and battle around a bit and stuff like that. And because obviously I know how to set all this stuff up to be like efficient and what the next stage is going to be, and it's like, you know, you can get part A, you can optimize part A so that when you come to do part B, it's quicker and easier, and then you know what's coming in C, and so you sort of think about that at stage B. Whereas the first time you're doing all this shit, you're still trying to figure out how the fuck anything connects to anything, so you just don't know, and obviously you're going to make mistakes and so on and so forth. Right, so column B is where we store our information here. So we've got effect resistance, because this is supposed to show what stat is being prioritized. So for this one, I can literally just look at the end name of the game object from the set. Also, I'm in the wrong script here. Yeah, so we can do something similar to that where we just get string. We can just do priority text, and we want to get we could actually store we could store within the same string. We can say the same string is set game object name, and then we can just say if priority text ends with is the one we want to go for, attack, then we know that the priority stat let's call it pri.txt for priority text. And let's actually just do pre-stat. So we've got 10 altogether. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I thought we did. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they need to be written exactly as they are in this tree. We could, to be extra safe, we could even put the vertical bar in the space just to make sure we don't accidentally. I don't think we would, because attack, if you think about it, attack is also written there, right, for attacker, and we don't want to get the wrong part. So to be super safe, we could just do that. We shouldn't need to, but better safe than sorry. Okay, so we've got attack, defense, HP, shield, effect, res, energy, stun, res, crit. Wait, I must have missed one. Yeah, stun, res should have been break, res. We could also have we could have looked at the stat class as well, because if you look at this effect here, we could have gone into the set database and grabbed it from here, increased break resistance. But this way is fine, as long as we don't make any typos. What the fuck did I press? Okay, I don't know what I pressed. One of the F keys by mistake. Critical damage. And then we want to find the text control for that. So it's going to be, what am I fucking doing today? So priority is on column B. TXT priority. Pre-stat. Alright, let's test that. I just turn that off, I guess. Because we're going to need it again for the next bit. There we go. Critical rate, critical damage. So now we're automatically pulling the priority stat in there so that you can see, oh, I've got an attacker, I want to prioritize HP. I've got a healer. I'm going to do a filter so you can go straight to like healer or whatever. I've got a healer, I want to prioritize defense. See, that defense looks wrong. Are we sure we don't spell defense with an S? It's not an American thing, is it? Because the spell checker told me I'd spelled defense wrong. I always spell it with an S. You can spell it with an S. Yeah, C doesn't look right to me. Defense looks fucking weird. Oh, that's the way us Brits spell it, apparently. Okay, I'm with the Americans on this one. That looks better. That looks ridiculous. I'm actually with the Americans on this one, but in America it is spelt with an S. You actually prefer the American spelling of that. But it's like, what do? I'm a British developer. I did the same thing with Armour. I've already spelled Armour the British way because that's how I'm used to spelling it. So that looks right to me. But Americans spell it without the U. Like colour. Now I prefer colour with a U because I'm used to it. Weirdly enough, I'm used to defense with an S, but that's probably because I never really use... It's not really a word you use in everyday language, is it? So I'm probably just used to seeing it in games. And so when I see it in games, it's normally spelled the American way, probably. That looks weird to me, though. And a lot of the times it will just be abbreviated to def as well, right? It's like def is just short for defense. But then I've spelled armor, well, I think Jibbity spelled armor without the U when it's filled these fields in for me. So that wasn't really me, actually, that was ChatGPT. So, I don't know. See, I don't know. I will admit, like, my instinct is to, like, just spell things the American way because, like, the way I see it, it's like I'm making a game for global audiences. I'm not making a British game for British people or whatever, right? Like, so I probably would be better off spelling it the more common way. And I think I would argue, I think the American spelling is always going to be more common than the British spelling. That's kind of how I look at it. Yeah, and that looks fine. So being under the hood, my game actually spells it with a U, but when I'm presenting it to the player. So yeah, I think I will spell defense with an S because I thought defense with a C's just never looked right to me. But some spell checker recently like flagged it and said I'd spell it wrong. So I checked it online and it said it was spelled with a C. So I was like, oh, I must have spelled that wrong. I could have swore that was with an S. But it's another one of these fucking American versus British spelling things again. So, yeah, my game, I guess, is spelling it with a C. So, but I'm going to try and convert it into the S. I think it looks better with the S. And Armour probably looks better without the U, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of spelling colour without the U, though. Because colour's pronounced weird. So I think colour... Because colour without a U looks like collar. I think that's the only reason why. Colour doesn't look like a colour without the U. It looks like collar. Armour. Armour. But I mean, fucking English is weird anyway, right? That should be suet. Troll Troll Shielding Suet. So like not everything is pronounced as it the way it looks like it should be. It's just stupid English. Right, yeah, I think I prefer the defense with the S, definitely. Right, so now we need to get the set bonus and stick that in. Oh yeah, we don't have a bonus description anymore. Oh, there is a description for these. Oh fuck, there's a description as well. I forgot there's a description on these. I can't see that anywhere right now. I don't want to cram the text too much. I probably should show that description now, otherwise it's just wasted data and effort. So we want armor set stat bonus get bonus equals set bunnies dot oh, it's effects, isn't it? Effects. Okay, it depends on whether it's a 3-star, a 4-star, or a 5-star. So we're going to need to do this as a string, and we're going to need to say toString plus percent Right, let's see that. So it should show the 3-star, the 4-star, and the 5-star stat bonus for each one. I didn't actually apply it. What a dumbass. What a dumbass! So set bonus is column B TXT bonus. And I'm a fool. What a fool I've been. I need to do all the other ones. So there's 10 in total, right? So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to try and keep them in order, right? So it should be attack, defense. It'll be easy to see whether I've gone out of line then. HP, shield, effect resistance, energy, stun resistance, break resistance, crit rates, speed. I don't know whether are my crit sets always going to increase crit rate. See, I wasn't sure what to do about that. I mean, really, maybe, but I already had 10 fucking sets. But in a way, I kind of felt like maybe I really needed a separate crit rate set and a separate crit damage set. Jesus. But I can either put a little bit of both on each piece, or what I could do is I could just like, because we've got 4 body parts, right? I could just make it so that like the head and the fucking body is always crit rate and the arms and the legs is always crit damage, as for example, or whatever the fuck, right? So I think rather than make an 11th fucking set, which is what I decided to do, and thank God, because it took me 3 days to make all those icons as it is. Yeah, I'll get around it. It's just I'm trying to make it clear for the player what these do, right? And I'm not sure myself, but I think it's going to be a mixture of crit rate and crit damage. So for this one, we want to say defense, but we want to spell it the American way. So increase defense by, increase HP by, increase shield size by, increase effect resistance by, increase energy recharge by, increase stun resistance by, increase break resistance by, increase crit rate. Well, the set bonus specifically, yeah, or that could be the way I do it. Maybe the set, yeah, we could do crit rate is the set bonus and crit damage is the stat bonus. So if I do critical damage on the stat bonus, yeah, that's a good way of doing it. And then the set bonus will give additional crit rate. Yeah, I think I like that. Right. Right, we run out of fucking room. I could also move the obtain button. If I move the obtain button up, but it's still, I could, fuck. I couldn't, because I could just say plus attack by I could abbreviate these for a start and just put def, HP, shield, effect res, energy, stun res, break res, crit res, ATK. I mean, attack fits on fine, to be fair. Why is that attack? It's supposed to be speed. Okay. I could just do that. Increase. But will you know, some noob know what that's supposed to be? Maybe they won't even know what plus is. I could make this font smaller. I'm gonna need to do some wiggling around here, I think. Wiggling and jiggling. So if we move the button, I can move the button and move it up because there's more space up here than there is there now. It's still struggling to fit in though. Fuck. That looked like tons of room as well. Increase speed by... It's because I forgot that 3 stars, 4 stars and 5 stars. I don't have to label them as 3 star, 4 star and 5 star. It could just be implied, I guess. I could just do... I think it just could be implied. Like, you know that there's 3 numbers separated by commas, and then it's up to you to figure out that the first number is for 3 star, the second number is for 4 star. Just because we're running out of room. So the first number is for 3 star. The second number is for 4 star. And the third number is for 5 star, and the player's just going to have to figure that out for themselves, I think. Oh, Gavin would be foaming at the mouth by now. Be like, oh my god, no! Oh, game's supposed to be safe. It's supposed to be safe. It's not safe. What am I talking about? Those Wookiees don't make better games than anyone else. It's not like they make the best games or anything. So if I grab the button and move it up, let's just pretend our bonus is long as fuck. That button wants to be clear of that. Okay, move it further down. I prefer the button down, to be honest. Make the button smaller. I could do it the other way around. I could put set bonus at the bottom. See, my instinct is to put the button there. And then if we swap if we swap dungeon and set bonus and keep our dungeon name short, there we go, that looks clean. And now the button's just kind of in the middle. I think that's fine. Yeah, well, oh, there it is. Increase speed by 5%, 12%, 25%. Yeah, the player's just going to have to work out for themselves that, oh, okay. So the first stat is for 3 stars. The second stat is for 4 stars. And the third stat is for 5 stars. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Yeah, so straight away I know, I think this is a good interface because I can see everything that's important. Like, I can tell what role it's for. I can see the name of the set piece. I get an icon to associate with the set piece. The pieces seem to match for the most part. Wait, this one's not right. That's the wrong image. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Houston, we have a problem. Okay, silencer's shield set. We've got a problem. Oh my god. I've got to find... Yeah, I need a better way of being able to do this. Silencer's shield set. That is for debuffer. Yeah, also... Yeah, I noticed that Jibbity got a bit lazy at some point. We have some duplicate names in here. So there's like a few with the same name, Silencer Shot. They're all supposed to have different names. So like there's... It's just to get some, you know, dummy data into the game, isn't it? Really. Silencer's shield set. So Silencer's shield set is the defense set for debuffer. So if I go into core, defense set for debuffer is set ID 51. So if I go into my icons, defense set for what? Debuffer 51. So it'll be 51. Oh, I called it F for feet. It should be L for legs. What a fool. What a fool I've been. I don't know why it loaded a completely different image though. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I accidentally put F for feet, but it should be L for leg. Alright, so I need to go onto my server and rename it on the server as well, where it's pulling these images from. So 51 underscore F wants to be renamed to 51 underscore L. Alright, so if we reload that now, it should find it. It was the blue maid, wasn't it? Blue maid's feet wasn't loading. Now it is. Sounds the shield set. There we go, that's correct. Okay. Nice. Everything else looks correct, I think, as far as I can see. Yeah, that's kind of weird how it loaded the wrong image though. And also it's kind of worrying that my little image fetching system doesn't give me an error when it doesn't find a file. Kind of wish it did, so that I knew there was a problem. I can normally see when there's a problem, but like, you know, obviously I didn't notice that one last night, and I noticed it just now. That is, yeah, I think that's correct. Yep. Now, I can't link dungeons yet because I don't have dungeons yet, but once I have a dungeon to farm all of these sets, I'll be able to link the dungeon and it will show the dungeon name, and then I can make this button here, obtain, link directly to that dungeon so the player can farm said gear. What I also want to do is make it so that when I hover my mouse over these body parts, it will give me the base stats for each of the items in question. So I think that's next. What I could do is make it, because I've run out of space really, each set has a description as well. I could make it so that when you hover your mouse over the set icon, it displays the description of the set. I'm not sure where I would put that though. I mean, do we really need priority HP? Like, it's kind of obvious if it increases shield. Like, am I not repeating? Would I be better off putting the description there? But now we've got the other issue of like, because like I would like it if the description was there, but like, where the fuck do I put my obtain button? Like, I'm kind of running out of space. And I bet Jippity's done some long ass fucking descriptions for these, some of these sets. There are other places in the game where I can show that though, like in the inventory, and maybe I can find space to display it in the inventory. The reason I wanted to show the stat priority is the way I'm planning on building this game is the whole game is going to be based around these like these stat gimmicks, right? So like I want it to be like super clear to the player that, you know, if they're not doing enough damage, then they might need the crit rate set. They might need to give everybody the crit rate set. If they're taking forever, if the team is constantly being slowed down, or they need to kill the enemy quickly, they might want to farm. They might want to go and get a speed set for everybody. You know, whatever. If they keep dying and everyone's too squishy, or they're getting the defense shredded, they might want to farm a defense set. And this makes it very clear and easy to understand what set does what, right? Yeah, I think it's fine as it is. Like it is a little bit, it's a little bit sad that there's no description for the sets in this view, but I've only got so much space. And actually, I don't even know whether I should show the base stats for head, body, arms, and legs. Is that really relevant? The problem is I've run out of space. That's the main problem. But I don't want to change anything about this because I think it looks... I'm actually really happy with the way this looks. I think this looks really, really, really good. And as a UI, I think it serves its purpose right. I can easily see what sets belong to which roles and what, you know, stat they increase. And it's visually appealing. And I know where to farm it. So I think it does a great job. Because it double serves as both a wiki for the game, so it's like if you just want to see what sets exist, you can do that. And also as like I could even use this menu as, you know, go and farm some gear for your character. So when you say okay, get gear, it just loads this, because this gives you direct links to where everything can be farmed, right? Those are just stretchy. They're perfectly normal stretching noises. Oh. Everybody in game development makes these noises. Oh. I mean, I don't know anybody else in game development. I say anybody else, it makes it sound like a fucking... Hi, I'm Cappy. I own Ubisoft. Like the fucking owner of Ubisoft knows how to make games. It's probably some fucking businessman. It's probably some fucking numpty. Yes, well, I managed. Before this, I was the CEO of... Tesla, and before that I was the CEO of... I don't fucking know. I can't think of big companies right now. I'm too tired. Yeah, I'm super happy with this. I think this is the best looking interface I've made, like dynamic interface I've made to date. I'm really, really pleased with that. Did I make mistakes? Maybe. Maybe I haven't left enough room for a description, which I'm regretting a little bit. Maybe I had to do some vertical text tricks just to, but I think that's worked out really good actually. The vertical text thing was a great, a really great call there. Yeah, this looks great. I'm super pleased with this. Super pleased with how this looks. But yeah, like I said, descriptions. Maybe I can sneak the descriptions into the inventory somewhere. And maybe the other mistake I maybe made is I put buttons on all of these because originally I was going to make it so that you click them and it gave you the base stats for each part. But the more I look at this, the more I think, number one, that's a lot of work. Number two, I'm going to, wherever I put that, it's going to have to be like carelessly rendered over the top of something else, right? So like, is that really a good idea? I think it just spoils it. And the most important question is, like, if you're going to sacrifice both like visual appearance, I wonder if that's my medication. Someone's at the door. Like, would the player even give a fuck is a good question. Like, I don't know, like, would the majority of players care about what the base stats are for each of these items? Probably not, because they're probably farming it because of the effect anyway. So in a way, the base stats are more just something that exists so that gear can be scaled under the hood. Let me just go and see if that's my medication. Hang on. No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, but if I did want to add some extra functionality where something happens when I click these buttons, I could, because it has the capability. I just don't think, I think I've changed my mind. I don't think I want that anymore. Again, but then I also thought that I could also do hovers on buttons. So I could also make it so that when you hover your mouse over the button, it gives you some information about that. I don't know if I can make it look good. Maybe I will. But the other downside with hover functions, right, is on touchpad. On touchscreens, you can't do hover effects because you can't hover your finger over something without pressing it. Like, you don't have a mouse pointer on a touchscreen. So on PC, it seems kind of nice that maybe if I hover my mouse over these things, I can get more information about them. But that's not something you can do on touchscreen because you don't essentially have a pointer. Your finger is the pointer, but your finger only reveals its location as you touch the screen. So essentially you don't have a non-touching finger locator. Do you know what I mean? Maybe in the future they will. That's terrifying. Maybe in the future these touchscreens will send out arrays that are looking to see where your finger is at all times. I know where it is. It's up your bum. Your finger's up your bum, you pervert. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. Right. Because that would be the equivalent, right? Like, obviously a mouse, you can move a mouse without actually without doing the click. The click is like the confirm, but the movement and the confirm are both one with the finger. They are both one on touchscreens because they kind of have to be. So yeah, all that was just a long convoluted way of saying if I add hover details to these, it would only work on a device with a mouse. It wouldn't work on touchscreen, which makes me even less sure that I should do that. But yeah, I think this is enough information to go off anywhere, really. Because this is essentially just like a gear overview and a gear, how and where to obtain gear. I think what I do want to do though is I want to add some buttons. Maybe I want to add some buttons that, like on a web page where you click a link and it sends you to the relevant scroll position on the screen. I might set it up like that. So I can go straight to healer, I can go straight to defender. Because the odds are that you're coming in here and you're farming for a specific character. So rather than have to like scroll through it and be like, oh, where the fuck is the healer sets? And then you go past it and then you get mad at yourself and then you're like, oh fuck, now I've got to go on. Well, we could just have a healer button here that takes you straight to the healer set. I'm actually not sure how I would do that though. Well, I suppose in this particular game, because I'm not going to be, although really, if this was a real live service game, we may well add more sets in the future. But the way it is at the moment, I guess what I probably could do is get some feedback on where the scroll position is here, for example, and then record this scroll position as the start of healer, and then record the scroll position of here, and then record that as the scroll position for buffer. Just hard code these sorts of positions into the thing, and then the buttons will just take you to that scroll position. The only downside of that is if you add more sets or you take sets out in the future, then you'd need to find all of those. Not the end of the world, but it would change eventually and it would no longer scroll to the right place. But I think for this project, like, it's probably just good. This is probably, I don't think I'll ever add more sets. There's fucking probably too many as it is. I think I have to go out soon because my mum wants some help with shopping and stuff. So, well, my stepdad's in hospital. So I think she wants to set off in about 10 minutes or so. But hopefully we have time to do a quick UI legacy text. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little text field here and we're going to record those values. Okay, so I'm just going to call that txt scroll pos, and on my armor sets, I'll link that. Why the fuck do we have all these namespaces? So we can link that, and then in update, I guess I will need probably the scroll rect or something. Okay, I'm just going to ask Jibbity because Jibbity will know. To display the scroll position of your scroll rect and enable jump to roll buttons, you'll need a reference to your scroll rect, access to its vertical normalized position. Alright, so we need, I can just copy that. Scroll rect. And then in update, we have that would be scroll view, I'm guessing. Yeah. Okay, so scroll Y is at 1. So we can start to Right, so let's write all these down in order. So we're going to want one for attacker, one for breaker, one for defender, one for healer, one for buffer, and one for debuffer. Alright, let's go. So the start of breaker should take you to 0.82. Start of defender should take you to 0.64. The start of healer should take you to 0.46. The start of buffer should take you to 0.28, and the start of debuffer should take you to 0.10. those values are consistent regardless of screen size, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so now we have our scroll values. And then we can just make our buttons. So if I go into Photoshop, Random Wednesday was the font I was using. Project resources, iDLE, UI, button. Okay, so that is attacker. Yeah, we can save them in here, I guess. So this would be button attacker one, because it's highlighted. I know I'm going to regret this if I don't. Okay, let me do something. What the fuck am I doing? A better idea is to go into my project resources and grab that Photoshop file and load it from here so that Photoshop knows where I'm saving. So Photoshop's a fucking bitch and it won't remember otherwise. It'll keep taking me back to that folder, which is not where I want to be. And I'm going to have to fucking find it every single time. Right, so we can do attacker, and now when I go to save as, it should be in that folder already. Yep, that's much better, saves me so much time. So we want button attacker 1, and then we turn that, no we don't. We turn the outer glow off, and we turn the text to, I can't remember what it was, like 170 I think it was. 170 by 170 by 170. It would probably be easier then to have attacker on and attacker off. I think I can just set. I don't have to go in and fucking turn the colours on and off all the time then. I'll have to change the text each time. Where? What the fuck? Didn't I change that one? What? You fucking piece of shit. I swear I was on the right one. Fuck you, Photoshop. Oh my god, Caroline, he's swearing again. He's swearing again, Caroline. He's gonna kill somebody. Attacker 0. And then the next one is breaker. Button breaker 0. Turn the outer glow back on. There we go. Right, now we're getting somewhere. Let's breaker 1. It's just because I'll forget. Where's my list? There we go. I can see it. Oh fuck! I need that. That's fine. Okay, breaker on, and then defender. Yes, I'm the great defender, saving weak asses all day long. Defender 0. Alright, beautiful. Next, healer. Buffer. Oh my god, Caroline! He's growling like a beast. He's growling. He's gonna read somebody. I swear it's a good job I don't work in a fucking office, isn't it? Can you imagine how that meeting would go? Yes, can you see me in my office, please, Cappy? Because my real name's Cappy. Cappy, can we see you in? Can I see you in my office, please? Yes, we've been having some reports that you're making strange noises throughout the day. Strange noises? What are you about? Well, I've had reports that you're growling, screaming, swearing. Acting toxic and misogynistic. You make animal-like noises on a regular basis. It's concerning some of the other staff members. Well, tell them to stop being a bunch of pussies! Alright, so now we can make Sweet Love. No, we're not going to do that. Oh, that's redundant now, I think. Better be. Yeah, it is. Because I was trying to do the scroll bar thing myself manually and I kind of fucked it up. Wait, what is happening? What is happening? Is the wiki? Oh, the wiki's got that background on it. Fuck. Okay, that's not a good. That's not a good thing. Well, what I could do is I could copy. What it would be better is if I copied that component onto. What is going on? Okay, so it does automatically have that. It's just not as. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what I would then do is I would make a row of buttons. So we call it roll buttons, and then we could do the grid layout. And then we want raw images. And we've got our role attacker. So, yeah, I'll be ready when you... Well, I'll be ready in 2 secs-ish. If you can let me finish this first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful. I'm gonna have to go in a sec, it looks like. But we can do fixed raw count of 1. We can... sort of line those up. And just go through, right? So it's attacker, then it's breaker. Make sure we get these in the right order. I thought they were alphabetical, but they're not. Defender is next. Healer is next. Buffer is next. And debuffer is next. Good morning, Canthea. You've caught me right as I'm about to leave. Hope you're doing good. There we go. So our roles are now listed there as buttons, which we'll need to wire up, but I need to go help my mom do some shopping. Let's see if that looks good. Does it look good? Check it out. Got all my armor sets in the game. Look at that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to link it so that each of these buttons takes you straight to the role in question.
It's cold out there.
No, I'll just put my hoodie on. It's not that cold. Yeah, so attack. These buttons will take you straight to, like, healer will take you straight down to healer. And then you can see all the healer sets. Nice, congrats. Thank you. I think they look pretty good. Yeah, I do need to leave now, though, because my mum needs help shopping, so I'm going to do that. I should only be probably like an hour or so, and then I can be back on. So I do want to get on with this. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way this has turned out. It's looking pretty good. So then that button will take you straight to the roll. You can see what they do. This one's crit damage. Increases crit rate by 5, 12 or 25%. You see what each set looks like. Morning, Alexandria. Why do you guys show up now as I'm leaving? Yeah, because my stepdad's in hospital right now. So my mum needs some help with the shopping, so I'm going to go and do that. It'll probably be like an hour and a half. She wants me to leave in a sec, so I'm going to have to end it here. But yeah, all my sets are now in here, and they're looking pretty good. I'm really happy with the way this has turned out. You can clearly see what each set does. You'll be able to just click this button and it'll take you straight to the dungeon once the dungeons are set up to farm said set. They all have their own base stats. They've got their own drop rates. Oh, it's great. It's going to be so good. And they look fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. This is anime as fuck. Alright, my mum's ready. I'm going to have to go. I will see you guys in an hour or so probably. Alright, bye.